it's useful to think of different sources of validity problems, which can also help you improve validity. We have researcher-based sources such as researchers' personal values that affect measurement. Think of a researcher that identifies as a Marxist and lets the coders in a content analysis know that they think that the Conservative Party is neoliberal and evil. If you let your coders, your research assistants know what you believe, this may influence the way the coders interpret and code the content about this Conservative Party. For instance, they may record more statements that fit the notion that the Conservatives are neoliberal, right? Or a coder deliberately codes audience reactions to a celebrity they dislike as very negative, saying, they are booing, but actually they are not booing, to evoke the impression that the celebrity is widely disliked. So this is both problems that disconnect the observation from the theoretical construct, and therefore we can no longer measure what we wanted to measure or what our mission was to measure. But there's also instrument sources, okay? The measurement instrument is just not formulated correctly or in a good way. For instance, a questionnaire item is phrased in a double negative, which always causes confusion. Have you never not trusted in the news media in Norway? You can probably experience yourself when you try to answer that question that it's confusing. And it's becoming even more confusing since in English, this is either can mean that you negate the negation, so it's a positive statement again. Have you trusted the news media in Norway? Or the double negative can be an emphasis of the negativity, so of the negation. Have you never trusted in the news media in Norway? Okay, so this is certainly a very confusing question that you should avoid. And there's plenty of tweaks when formulating or designing instruments, measurement instruments that can help avoid such problems. And we can have observer sources. When the researcher is not the observer, we may have the observers, so the collaborator or the confidant of the researcher as a problem. An interviewer decides to explain a question to a confused interviewee without any instructions to do so in the measurement instrument. Other interviewers, based on the instructions, don't explain the questions, and so the comparability of the results, the numerical equivalents we assign to each unit, are no longer comparable or as comparable as they could be. Okay, but of course we can also have error that's tied to the participants, the units, the objects that are being studied. For instance, a news article may not be accessible directly, but only a scanned digitalized text is available, and the OCR, so the recognition of what letters are printed, might be false or erroneous. So this text is extremely difficult to decipher in the end. That's not the problem of the researcher or the observer, but of the material that is being studied.